everyone, and welcome to Entertainment on Point. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, Sarah, how has your week been?
Pretty long and tiring.
Tiring, yes. Well, we hope your week has been very good. If the work week has been hard, I'm so sorry about that. I mean, I've been so stressed lately. Have you?
Yeah. It's that halfway through first semester kind of stress that's hitting it.
Exactly. And as you know, we're college students. Midterms are coming up. It's stressful for everyone. But, thankfully the weekend is here. So relax, take that time to fully rejuvenate. Well, since October is here, we're in full force now. The weather, it's starting to be a little chilly in the morning, but we still have that warmth in the afternoon that it's honestly kind of like uncomfortable a little bit.
You never know how to dress.
I know.
It's very hard.
It's that weird in the middle type thing, but as we all know, that cold weather is going to creep up and stay for a while, sooner than we think.
Oh, gosh, I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Me either. But to prepare for that, to prepare for those freezing temperatures, we need to take on self-care. And self-care is so important when it comes to that, just because dry skin comes, make sure you lotion and moisturize. And also with self-care, mental health is so important. So what do you do for mental health?
My favorite thing at the end of the day is to just relax, get a bath, and put on my cozy pajamas and a nice robe, maybe watch some YouTube and just sleep. And not worry about any of my problems. And just, especially with the weekend coming up when I know I have time to work on things, I can just relax at the end of a busy week. What about you?
Exactly. Well, I'm all in with the bubble bath.
Yes.
I think bubble baths are the most relaxing thing. I love YouTube and all my little subscriptions. So that's my downtime. And that's what we're talking about, mental health, making an effort to put aside time for yourself, whether that's, watching a show, painting your nails. Painting my nails. Okay, so I was talking to Sarah Ray about this before the show. I am the worst at making time to paint my nails. I love the idea of them being painted and all that, but I never make time for it. So I was so excited. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break out the nail polish. Yeah. Let's do this. I want to feel good about myself. So, okay, can we get a close? Can we get a close? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so they don't have to be perfect. It's just doing those little things that make you so happy. Well, moving on, we talked to you guys last month about the 2019 Pittsburgh Fashion Week, and we hope that EOP could have a chance to make an appearance, and sure enough, we did. Pittsburgh Fashion Week was definitely an experience to remember. Our producer Maddie and I went and got the full experience. It was so amazing getting to see all the designers, makeup artists, and models doing what they love, strutting their stuff. And we also got a chance to talk to Keith Foster, Jezebel Bebbington, and Amber Ada at the show. Amber is a designer, and Keith and Jezebel were both models, so we got to talk about their experiences.
I was actually the first transgender model for the Pittsburgh Fashion Week about 4 years ago, and then they kept me, so I loved it so much. I've been doing that since 1988. So I'm not going to stop now, I'm not going to stop ever.
Today I was working with Christina Murray. I found it to be very colorful and playful and energetic and, bubbly like what she is. It's a great event. I love doing it every year. I suggest every new model out here come out and do this event. Make sure you cast for it, keep your eyes out on Facebook for it.
When I was in high school, I started sewing and I taught myself, and then later on I went to school and perfected the skills. It takes a lot of time. Each dress can take 15, 20 hours, sometimes more. I wanted to pick each model to look a little different. That's why I had different race groups, a little different, like some were taller, some were shorter, some had dark lipstick, some had natural makeup. So I tried to still make it coherent, but each one was a little unique too.
Believe in yourself, confidence is absolutely everything. So please don't hesitate, do it, and when in doubt, do it again.
Stepping down from the fashion runway and into the beauty world, YouTuber Shane Dawson released his second documentary series that features makeup icon Jeffree Star. It's called The Beautiful World of Jeffree Star. While his previous series with Star focused on highlighting details of Jeffree's personal and business life, the new series dives into what it takes to create a successful makeup line. Now, Marley, I don't know about you, but I am a huge beauty guru, Shane Dawson, like the whole YouTube scene, I'm very much into it. And I know Shane took pretty much a decent chunk of time, I think it was almost a year off from the YouTube scene, to kind of work on this series and really hone in. And I think it's honestly supposed to be 9 episodes, I heard. So 2 of those are out now. Have you seen both of them?
I have seen both of them. I turned my notifications on. I watched them right when he posted them. And back to what you said about taking that much time off, I was kind of like, where is he? Where did he go? But, you know, we knew he was making something. We knew he was making something. And I am so happy that he brought Jeffree back again because, like you said, he made a former series with Jeffree, which totally changed Jeffree's life for his business and everything like that. I'm a little nervous, honestly. I'm a little nervous about the series just because Shane really dives deep into discovering the ins and outs of the makeup industry and the finances that go with it. What do you say? He and Jeffree spoke a lot about how much it costs to make the makeup products versus how much stores are selling them for. And that's a secret. He pretty much just blew out the secret.
That example they gave that was like a Kylie Jenner's, obviously, her eyeshadow palette could cost $5 to make, but they would sell it for over $50 is insane. Because that just shows how much all these beauty gurus then are making endless amounts of money off of these kids that are just buying their products, and it's insane to me. And also, I think that's kind of why after the series was put out, I think people were expecting all these YouTubers to be jumping on and giving their opinions, but I think they were scared to speak up because they didn't want to be exposed.
Exactly. I feel the same exact way, and that's why I'm excited to see as these parts of the documentary unfold, as they come out, what are people going to say? Also, what I wanted to talk about is how Jeffree was saying how it takes other brands $5 to make a makeup product, but they're selling it for way more than that. I was a little like hesitant at first because I was like, oh, was he just trying to throw shade at them? But then again, he brought up how it only takes about $15 or $20 to make his makeup products, but he is selling them for $50 to $80. So I think it was really good that he said his side of it too.
Right. I think it's respectful that he can talk about that, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, in the next episode, they kind of preview that they're going to be getting into the beauty guru gossip, you know, what all we want to hear about, like the Tati and James drama, and Jeffree with Manny MUA. And, you know, Shane said it's going to be all with love, but we'll have to stay tuned to see how that goes.
Yeah. Wait and see for that. Well, before the break, we have our EOP reporter, Madeline Gillespie, making her debut. She has the inside scoop on a couple country music heartthrobs set to perform at PPG Paints Arena for the first time ever, as well as Miley Cyrus's potential new relationship status after the recent split with Liam Hemsworth.
On Monday, October 7th, Grammy-winning duo Dan and Shay announced dates for their first ever headlining arena tour. They will be coming to Pittsburgh on September 26, 2020, and will be performing at PPG Paints Arena. Dan and Shay The Arena Tour follows their sold-out Dan and Shay The Tour, which took place earlier this year. They announced their tour just days after releasing a new song featuring Justin Bieber titled 10,000 Hours. The music video now has more than 22 million views on YouTube and just under 20 million streams on Spotify. Tickets for the tour will go on sale on Friday, October 11th at 10 a.m. Miley Cyrus recently took to Instagram to confirm her relationship with singer Cody Simpson, calling him her boyfriend. Cyrus is currently in the hospital being treated for tonsillitis and posted a picture of her in bed saying that her boyfriend came to visit her in the hospital, followed by a picture of the two together. She also shared videos of Simpson serenading her with a song he wrote about her. In an interview from 2012, Simpson called Cyrus his childhood celebrity crush, even saying that, quote, I knew all the words to her songs. I'm not going to lie. I'm not ashamed about it at all, end quote. After being attacked on social media for entering a relationship just weeks after her split from husband Liam Hemsworth, she said that she was just figuring her love life out in the same way any other newly single 20-something-year-old is.
10,000 hours and 10,000. I love that song so much. That song has been stuck in my head, and let me tell you, that's going to end up being the #1 song played at weddings.
Oh, 100%.
Mark my words.
True.
I love the video that Haley was in it.
Yes.
As much as if you've been watching EOP, you know I am not a Haley and Justin supporter, but the fact that it came out like right after their wedding was kind of cute, I guess.
It was cute, I have to admit.
Yes.
And okay, real quick about Haley and Bieber. Her wedding veil. Did you see it?
Yes.
It was till death do us part at the end. Oh my goodness.
A statement.
That's a story for another day because it was so beautiful. But like you said, I really liked how they all had their wives, and it was such a loving and natural music video. I really liked it.
It reminded me of the old Justin when he was in his old baby and everything phase. It just reminded me of then.
And he was doing the riffs, and like you said, it was that old Justin. We got him back. Well, speaking of relationships, Miley Cyrus and Cody Simpson. Did you guys expect that?
No.
I was not expecting that at all. Is it cute? Oh, okay, it's cute. I don't know. I don't know what to say because it's so unexpected, you know, and she just got out of a relationship, a marriage with Liam Hemsworth, and now she's with Cody Simpson. I forgot about him. I
still see Cody as I see young Justin.
Exactly.
Because I feel like he kind of fell under the radar. So when I think Cody Simpson, I think of him 16-year-old with a guitar.
Yeah.
So I don't picture him with older Miley Cyrus, you know? So it's kind of weird for me.
He was on Broadway recently.
Really?
I think a show my friend met
yes,
him.
I did know that.
After one of the shows.
Yes, yes.
But I didn't know about it until I saw her Instagram post with him in it, and I felt kind of bad.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, this way we'll definitely get more publicity from Cody, anyone with Miley Cyrus, but I know what you're saying. She just seems so much more mature,
right,
for,
that's the word.
you know, with her age, and not just with her age, but with her experiences. But we'll see. Let's see how long this lasts, because right now I'm gonna say I support it. I do. Whatever makes them happy. Love is love.
Yes,
let's do it.
We support love. We have to go for a quick break, but stay tuned. Later in the show, we have an exclusive EOP interview with a performer in Broadway's The Lion King tour that you do not want to miss.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family. Openness.
Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States. Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
2-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
Welcome back to EOP. We have an exclusive interview coming up, but first we have our EOP reporter Sarah Gibson with us to talk about quite an interesting dating simulation game, that might increase your appetite.
So on one hand, you have a Japanese-based game genre popularized by the concept of being able to date cute anime girls. And on the other hand, you have an American-based fast food chain with a representative character that hasn't actually been alive since the Reagan administration. Together, they're good. Finger-licking good. I love you, Colonel Sanders. A finger-licking good dating simulator is the game I never thought I needed. I'll be honest, it's a terrible concept. The idea of dating Colonel Sanders isn't very appealing, but the worst and best part about this game is that it works. The art is cute. The game's jokes, are on point. And while it did a fantastic job of satirizing the game's genre, the thing that I hate the very most is how bad I want mashed potatoes right now. Colonel Sanders plays the it boy in this dating sim when you meet him at the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. And while I was not and have never been on the hot Colonel Sanders train, the romance admittedly is kind of cute. But maybe that's the cheesy romantic in me. While I understand that this game is nothing but a giant marketing scheme, it looks like the writers had a lot of fun with it, and playing it was time I consider well spent.
Sarah, you crack me up.
There was nowhere else I could have talked about this but EOP.
Yes, exactly. We love video games.
Thank you.
Sarah used to be our go-to video game reporter, and this one tops it all, I must say.
Exactly.
It really does.
I read about it online, and I thought it was one of those, like, I thought like The Onion released it, or like some sort of like satirical news site, and then I realized that it wasn't from like a satirical news site. It was from like an actual web page that like published credible stuff, and so I clicked on it, and it was absolutely free to play. It's adorable. Your teacher in the game is a corgi. It's a dog. The logic behind that in the game is that only a dog could teach your class because dogs have such sensitive smells that they are the only ones who could grade you correctly. And it's so weird. And like the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning is famous for its 3-day semesters. And in 3 days, you become like the master of cooking or something. And you have Colonel Sanders, and you can like pair up with him in class and stuff, but the only way you can like progress with him, you have to like praise him all the time. So personally, I think he's kind of needy. Would not recommend, honestly, but for the sake of the review, I played through it. It's just really fun. It's silly, but it's so fun.
So you were able to give us so much detail. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Are you still playing it? How long have you been playing this?
Okay, so I'm a very busy person. I do a lot of stuff. I haven't quite reached the end yet. I've been playing it for about 2 weeks, but bear in mind, like, I really don't have time to play video games very much. You could definitely knock this off in like 3 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's super short,
yeah,
but I would still consider it time well spent because first of all, it is free. Like, having a 3-hour game would be fantastic for something that's free. The art is great, the jokes are great. The whole game in and of itself is very well done.
Yeah.
And it's time that I consider well spent, and I'd recommend it if you had 3 hours to kill.
Oh my goodness.
My question is, did KFC put this out themselves? Like,
yes.
So are they expecting to get money from this, like promotion?
It's, okay, so it's a free game, and I don't think there's any way that they can make money off of the game because they're not charging money for it, but you have to admit, like, it's a fun, weird concept.
Right.
It's quirky. Like, if McDonald's said, like, hey, we just released a game where you can date the clown, like, maybe people wouldn't be as into that. But at the same time, like, it's an attention grabber.
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
like a stunt. It's a marketing scheme. And it's meant to get people to want to buy KFC. And they really work for it because, like, in the game, like, they make all this KFC food, and it looks so good.
So it does increase your appetite.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
yeah.
I finished like one chapter of this game, and literally all I could think about was how much I wanted mashed potatoes and gravy. Like, that's it. I haven't had mashed potatoes and gravy in like 5 years.
Oh, they convinced
so
you.
good.
They
Absolutely.
gotcha.
Yeah, they convinced you.
I hate to say it, they did their job.
Oh my goodness.
That's scary.
And they did a really good job at it.
Well, after this show, I'm going to have to download this dating simulation and try it out. I'm very intrigued to see what it all is. Oh my goodness. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for explaining all that to us. Well, while taking a walk or a drive through downtown Pittsburgh at night, you may have noticed the pink lights illuminating off the tops of multiple buildings in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Well, our EOP reporter Trisha Morales has a story on how Pittsburgh is showing support.
According to the American Cancer Society, women face a 1 in 8 chance of developing some form of breast cancer within an 80-year lifespan. This devastating statistic is brought to awareness by the UPMC Hillman Cancer Center. As a part of breast cancer awareness this month, UPMC Hillman Cancer Center has partnered up with the Pittsburgh Steelers to support this cause. This past Sunday, we saw the Pittsburgh Steelers dedicate their game to breast cancer awareness as a part of the annual Crucial Catch Intercept game. At the pregame ceremony, UPMC and the American Cancer Society brought in breast cancer survivors who stood in the field next to the Steelers players who donned pink cleats, pink socks, and pink gloves. This was shortly followed by the unfurling of the pink terrible towels, courtesy of UPMC. Former Steelers defensive end and two-time Super Bowl champion Aaron Smith, whose son recently beat leukemia, led the pink terrible towel twirl to further support the cause. Various merchandise, including commemorative placards, pink Steelers gear, were made available to the crowd, but were then quickly sold out. During halftime, UPMC physicians competed on the field for the awaited Crucial Catch contest, wherein the winner got the chance to make a $10,000 donation to their respective UPMC cancer department. This game was just one of many events that recognized this cause. And as stated on the Crucial Catch website, the money raised through this program will go directly to support, quote, health equity and cancer early detection disparities through the community-based cancer prevention programs.
Up next, we have an exclusive interview that you will only find here on Entertainment on Point. Our EOP reporter Lindsay Carson and I got the chance to interview Jordan Samuels from Broadway's The Lion King tour. You do not want to miss it.
Go. Go to our new website, uview.pointpark.edu.
Go, 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 go.
Join UView and find your herd.
Be like, join EOP. And 3, 2, join EOP. I was just saying, grab them now, or else I can listen. Yeah. Join on point with politics. 3, 2, 1.
Join Pioneer Sideline.
Loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Welcome back to Entertainment on Point. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are here with Jordan Samuels, who has been a part of multiple Broadway tours and even has been on Broadway. Now, Jordan, to start us off, you made your Broadway debut when you were pretty young. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I made my Broadway debut when I was 11 years old. I debuted in How the Grinch Stole Christmas on Broadway, and it was an incredible experience. I don't remember it too much as a job. I remember my mom, when I actually got the job, she was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna be on Broadway." And I was just like, yay. I'm just gonna go on stage and do my stuff like I always did. So when I was younger, I didn't realize how big of a deal it was to be that young and to make your Broadway debut. But now looking back on it, it was such an incredible experience. I was working with some of Broadway's best stars like Patrick Page, who has a legendary career throughout a lot of Disney projects like Lion King. I think he's been in some other things as well. So it was just nice to be immersed in such robust talent at the time. And I'm really thankful that my mom pushed me and got me to that audition. So thank you, Mom.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, right now you're on tour with The Lion King, you're in the ensemble, but you're also Ed's understudy, and he's a pretty kooky guy. So how do you get in character for someone like that?
Luckily, I'm already a pretty goofy character. And so I remember the audition process for Ed. It was maybe about our third week into rehearsal, and they kind of were just trying to give people some coverage to cover some other characters. And it was like me and maybe 4 other guys. And basically, John, our director, he basically said, try to make a story without making any single words. And so he said you could do anything in order to tell the story. So I guess the story I picked at the time was just, I took off my shoe, I put it up to my ear, and I was just making SpongeBob crazy doodle bob noises.
Doodle bob.
Yes,
Golden.
exactly. Doodle bob noises. They loved it. I was pulling out chairs. I was screaming. I was yelling, and it was just an incredible experience. And I think that because I'm such a goofy character, and I watch so many comedy movies and still cartoons to this day, I still have I can imitate and kind of use different little, I guess, things that I've seen in TV to actually help me get that goofiness out. So especially since Ed doesn't use any words, it's normally just sound effects and yells and screeches and stuff like that. So
yeah, and because you were so comfortable, being crazy and taking off your shoes, talking to Doodle Bob and all that. How do you still get nerves? Because you make it look so easy.
I still do get nervous, but after you do it one time, I feel like it definitely wears off. And the first time in a while was when I was Ed for my first time. I was very nervous, but that was the first time I've been nervous in months, because especially when you've been dancing and doing this job for such a long time, you kind of get a knack for knowing what to expect your very first time and things like that. And so, especially because it was also my first time covering a principal role, and so that definitely had a whole different type of feeling to it. But I just did it.
Yeah.
I just did it somehow. So
that's awesome. Well, and I know this question may be very hard because there are so many entertaining and heartfelt scenes and dances in The Lion King. But if you had to pick, what is your favorite number to perform?
My favorite number to perform in Lion King is probably the main hyena dance section, Kick Butt. That's what we call it. And it's and I like Confrontation, which is our biggest dance number in the second act. And that's pretty much like the war between the hyenas and the lionesses.
Ooh.
And so that's a lot of partner work, which we don't do a lot of in the show. I think that's the only section where we do partner work. And I haven't partnered with girls probably since I was in high school. So it's nice to get that hands-on experience again. And that's one thing I missed about being younger and being in a ballet conservatory and stuff like that, is partnering class. And so this definitely fills that void. But I still think I like Kick Butt better just because I do all my flips. I'm in the center. I do a lot of crazy jumps, and so I think it's nice. You got the geysers shooting smoke out of the floor, and it's a pretty great experience. And I'm glad I get to do it 8 times a week.
Yeah, there's so many aspects that fall into that, and it's just it makes the whole scene even just more intense. I like that.
There's a lot on the technical side and the performance side, but you have been touring all around the country. And what's really cool about that is you get to go to all these different cities. But what is your favorite part about touring?
My favorite part about touring has to be the food. Going to all these different places and just trying. Even though I might not look it, I'm definitely a big foodie person.
You're a foodie.
And I eat after work, before work, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 7 in the morning, 8 at night. It doesn't even matter during the show. And so
all around the clock.
You can even ask everybody at work. Jordan's always asking for snacks and stuff like that. Money for the vending machine.
Oh my goodness.
And so definitely my favorite part of touring, it would definitely be the food, and then probably sightseeing when it's a nice city, because a lot of the time I just like to chill indoors and just relax. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, to go back a little bit, we were talking about your martial arts skills and your flips and how you learned all that on YouTube. We saw on Instagram how you like to combine your dancing with martial arts.
I don't know. I've always been a pretty creative guy. I love martial arts growing up, and I love dance. I've been pursuing dance as a profession now for a very long time, and I used to take martial arts when I was younger. And there was a point where I was in high school and I kind of wanted to get back into martial arts, but because of my busy schedule, there was just no way to fit martial arts into there. So I kind of started blending martial arts in with my contemporary / hip hop, more urban movements. And it definitely works out, and you can definitely see different versions and hybrids all over Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. And so once again, it goes back to YouTube and seeing how people are doing things. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I never thought to put this type of move in this type of setting. And also when you do things like that, the move also gets its own little twist on it, because it's not supposed to be a part of that genre or that skill set. And so you could do a gainer one way, But if you do it while you're doing it contemporary, it almost looks like a completely different step.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I don't know, it's like building your own movement. So
that is so interesting.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it all falls into, you know, your personal dancing too, which makes you stand out even more. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you post a lot on Instagram videos of you dancing. After the Good Morning America debacle, you did post a video of you doing ballet.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to advocate for male dancers and to encourage little boys to take ballet classes?
Oh, ballet is a must. Even though it gets a bad rep for younger guy dancers, because I remember going to school and getting made fun of and stuff like that. My mom just always told me to forget them because they're probably not doing much with their life anyway. And so even like, you're always going to get made fun of for going to dance. Doesn't matter if you're 4 years old or 18. It gets a little different as you get older, but the message underneath it all is the same. You can't let things like that affect you. And ballet is such a huge component. It's made me the person who I am today. And I'm very thankful that my mom put me into ballet even when my dad didn't want to. And so that's a really good example. My dad didn't want me to do ballet when I was that young. So we started out with jazz and tap. And then my mom the next year snuck me into ballet, and it's been history ever since. And like I said, now I'm here and I'm the person who I was meant to be because of ballet.
Yes,
so.
And that support, you know, that carries a long way. So that's really amazing. You know, to wrap this up, what is your dream role?
My dream role, does it have to be for television or theater?
Anything.
Okay, so my dream role is to be a superhero or some sort of like super BA agent like John Wick or 007.
Oh, okay.
If I could do any of those two, my life would be made.
Yeah.
My life would be made. I think I would do it for free. Because I just want to be, I want to be in a spandex suit.
Yeah.
I want to have the red and blue on,
Yes.
or I want to be in a nice tuxedo and just looking out for bad guys or something. I would just love that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
That's like my dream too. I'm not an actor in any way, but I would be Spider-Gwen in a heartbeat.
Yeah, she's awesome. You got to shave the side of your head first.
Yeah, I know.
That is so cool. Oh my goodness. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. You were so talented, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, for Entertainment on Point, I'm Marley Pinchak.
And I'm Lindsay Carson. Make sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode of Entertainment on Point.